all, I did not expect that. My good friends, you are welcome here to this most hallowed of places, our sacred amphitheater at the very top of Mount Akanak, where for countless generations our ancestors have gathered once a year to celebrate the festival of the 12th moon and to implore the goddesses and gods for a prosperous new year. And so let us start our ritual by invoking the gods' attention with the sound we know they like best, a raucous, almost unwarranted round of applause. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! Surely the goddesses and gods are listening now. My friends, we are gathered here today at the apex of human civilization, at the time in history where our technology has reached unfathomable limits, here in this magnificent age of bronze, where our lives are made easy through our fabulous new inventions, such as the bronze-tipped spears and digging tools, the plow with which we plow our fields, the wheel, the wheel, am I right? The wheel is like the best thing since a loaf of bread. And yet, my friends, how can we truly appreciate the present without honoring the past? And so we gather here once a year in order to tell our stories of our goddesses and gods, our heroes and our monsters. Stories that challenge us to think deeply about life's most important questions. Where did we come from? Why are we here? And where are we going? Now, of course, we have so many stories, we couldn't possibly tell them all tonight. And yet there are some that I would hate to pass over entirely, so let's just remember a few together. For example, I'm sure you all remember that story of our wonderful hero, Anna, and how one day Anna walked into a cave and found something horrifying. On the count of 3, you all know what it is. Shout out, what was that horrifying thing she found in the cave? 1, 2, 3! That's right. And what about that wonderful story about the day Pish and Posh were walking through a field and something rose up out of the ground? On the count of 3, shout out, what rose up out of the ground? 1, 2, 3! Yes, indeed. And finally, of course, the day that Marock sculpted the entire heavens with a single tool. What was that tool? 1, 2, 3! Spatula. Indeed it was. But we're not going to tell those stories tonight. Instead, we're going to tell a host of others. But how could we possibly tell it without a band of storytellers? My friends, I give you our storytellers! And so we begin at the beginning with the creation of the heavens and the earth. As you know, it was Marock who sculpted the heavens. What was that tool again?
Paintbrush.
A rock and a paintbrush. Marock painted the heavens, sculpted them with his rock and his paintbrush, when suddenly, for the first time ever, after eons of being alone, he saw something approaching him from his left. Go ahead, shout it out. You know what it was. What approached him?
Penguin.
A penguin.
Of all the beautiful things I've sculpted in these heavens, I've never seen anything as wonderful as you.
Same here. I've never seen anything as wonderful as you. In fact, I've never seen anything before.
Why, I believe I've seen you in my dreams. Yes, perhaps I dreamt of you, and so you came to be.
Oh, well, what else can you do? I'd like to explore this. Can you make me, like, dance or something?
Yes, a creature as wonderful as you. I have a feeling you should be called a penguin. You should have great sheets of ice where you can slip and dance upon, and I shall create them here. Let's see. Yes, this shall do wonderfully.
So just slide.
As is your will. Oh, look at you go! So miraculous, you move with such grand speed. I can almost not catch up with you.
This is fun! I want to fly!
Well, I don't think I could do that.
You're obviously very powerful and all-knowing, so
Yes.
I want to fly now.
Perhaps you could glide across the waves. Here, I have this pool of blue paint. What if I throw it across, and there's a grand waterway, and you can fly across it.
This ain't flying.
Just,
Whoa! That was fun.
Deep in her heart, the penguin was deeply unsatisfied, for it wished to fly and could not understand why Marock would withhold this power from her.
Daddy, Marock? May I call you that?
you may, I suppose you're wondering something.
You're so smart. Daddy, why can't I fly?
Well, you see, I have all these grand powers, but I myself used to be able to fly.
Really? So you can show me how, Dad?
But I must tell you, I gave up that power for my ability to paint. And I tell you, if you wish to fly, you must give up the thing you love the most. I'm afraid that might be me.
I don't understand. Why do I have to give up something I love to do something I love?
I don't make the rules, I just live by them. In this grand void of ours and this rather shallow ocean I've created. But if you wish to fly, say it.
Where would I fly to all alone? The ocean and the ice, it will be enough for me as long as I can stay with you and we can swim and glide together.
I like that answer. Then pray, young penguin, for as long as you live, never wish to fly, and I shall always be.
Yes, Father. I will never wish to fly again.
And yet, I can create so many other things. Here, let me take of my brush, and I shall paint you many other worlds that you may travel to.
And he painted a marvelous mountain, and so the mountains of all the earth sprang into being. Now there was ice and mountains. Meh! Meh!
Ah, you are the lamb I dreamt of.
I'm here on this mountain.
Ah, yes, you must be the goat I dreamt of. I'm mixing you up here with those nice horns of yours. I don't suppose you wish to fly, do you?
I do very much.
Well, I must regale you of a story. But I wrote it down because I did not wish to tell it again. There you go, read quickly. And thus I would cease to be.
Well, I suppose if you promise to always be with me, I will forego flight and live in the mountains forever.
Yes, the last creature that I did that to and promised to always be with, I stayed true to that penguin. Yes, you two shall be my companions, and I shall paint you even more vast lands that you can traverse on foot.
Oh, and thus he painted a giant forest filled with trees and plants and all sorts of greenery. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Oh, hello.
Owl, look at you perched on that beautiful tree.
Yes, watch me.
Ah!
Oh, we can't fly. For some strange reason, if we fly, we can't be with our father anymore.
Oh, you poor thing. Here.
Hands off me! You create this wonderful playground, but you wish for only you to lord above it. All the views from up top. I'm just as smart as you. I wish to fly.
Well, if you wish it, then it shall be so. Give me your wings.
No!
Oh, I feel faint.
Father!
My sweet child. My other sweet child. I'm sorry, I can no longer be with you, but do you wish to have flight in my last fleeting seconds? I can grant you that.
No. Flight is bad. All things that fly are evil and deserve to die.
Down with flying, Father!
Then for all time I shall be with you. In your hearts.
And Marock was absorbed into the ground. In fact, he became a great rock, one with his rock, because he had a rock and a paintbrush. And that rock became the earth, and that is how it was formed. But the paintbrush remained untended until it was discovered one day.
Ah, sister. Our brother seems to have gone missing, and yet his creation is so vast and magnificent. Oh, will his paintbrush still be here?
You are so observant, my godlike brother.
And look upon this stone. His visage remains, but yet he has been absorbed into it.
Do you feel his essence?
Yes.
I feel the desire that he had passed on, the need to fly. Do you feel that, brother?
I do. Let us erect these stones in his honor.
Now, the original god was still alive in that stone, though he could not speak at this time, and he was quite titillated by this erection of the stone.
Dear brother. Yes, I hear him. I hear his voice, faint. Dear brother, do you hear me? It is I, your brother Marock.
No, I can hear you. That hurt.
Brother, how can we release you from this stone?
I'm afraid that as long as creatures fly, I am stuck in here.
I'm okay with that.
Well, thank you, Clarice.
There is a way. We shall finish his creation. I shall create a heaven for him to gaze upon, inspiration for him to be released.
And with a stroke of the brush, the heavens for the first time were filled with stars.
Brother, do you see? Do you see, brother? Look.
Yes, I see through my rocky eye holes.
And I shall create color into this vast forest flowers growing everywhere.
Brother, is this not enough? Can we not bring you out? Can we not coax you in some way?
It's not I holding myself in this stone, it's the flying creatures. Yet what you've painted is of great beauty.
He wishes for us to destroy all flying creatures. But that goes against my morality, my ethics.
They were so beautiful.
Now wait a moment, I didn't say I wanted that. I'm just saying that's how I'd be released.
And so Marock was in the stone and sacrificed himself so that the flying creatures who wished to fly could fly. Meanwhile, the owl had found a tree in which to roost and had gathered around a cadre of malicious crawling things.
Come one, come all. Wasp, hornet, bumblebee, locust, the rest. Don't you see how wonderful it is up here?
Yes, we can fly. We can fly.
Okay, settle down. Okay. But be warned that if the god, Marock, ever is to escape from his stone, then we would lose our ability to fly.
We must make sure that he never escapes.
Yes.
Yes, I shall sit upon the rock and make sure to guide and watch all that may come near it.
I had overheard Marock's siblings and his sister Clarice has sympathy for the flying creatures. Go to her, buzz in her ear. Get her on our side, for only one as powerful as one of the gods can protect us, truly, for all time.
And so the flying creatures went to the sister and buzzed in her ear.
This is really annoying.
You must favor all flying things.
Yes, yes. Wings. Wings are good.
Sister, are you two going insane? I had a huge cackle of birds and eagles and all these sorts of flying creatures going around my head.
We must favor all flying things.
We must favor all flying
We
things.
must flavor all flying things.
Or I will go insane. All flying things!
It's a tongue twister. Flavor all flying things. Flavor. I can't say it.
We will keep you with your wings aflight, and our brother has made his sacrifice.
Fly around the erection.
Meanwhile, all of the things that could not fly were disgruntled.
And I say, it's not fair. You, penguin, you were the first creature that was ever created other than the great Marock himself.
Well, how do you think I feel? I can't fly and I'm a bird.
How do you think I feel? I got this long trunk and these massive ears, but I can't fly either.
Well, how do you think I feel? I'm a goat, and man.
No need to use that kind of language.
It's clear that if we're ever going to have any favor from the goddesses and gods around here, we're going to have to destroy all the flying things and prove we're better.
I like the way you think.
From this day forth, let there be a great war between those creatures that can fly and us creatures that crawl in the dirt on the earth.
Meanwhile, while this was happening amongst the animals, the three gods had a father who was also a god, who had heard of what these three were up to and worried about the one that was missing, was not happy.
Father? Well, before I even speak, you appear. You anticipate my needs, darling.
I am a goddess.
I know I made you, Clarice.
That is how I anticipated.
I didn't mean to make myself known for you. Clockwork god.
Father.
Set it and let it go.
Forgive me, Father. Please. What you see is bigotry. The hatred for those above, who hate the ones below that fly, or wish to fly. Why is that wrong?
It's not a very stunning start.
How do we fix that?
Clarice. There's several ways you could fix it, of course. Why, I've created several civilizations myself and just wiped them out. You had a whole pantheon of cousins.
Well, I understand that death is the right option, but in this...
No. I created you for a different task.
Why, Father?
I created you to rule wisely with your brothers. It's your anticipation of others' needs, that empathy that this world needs.
But those that are up here are fighting the ones down there, and I don't know how to stop that.
But do you know why they fight?
Because one wants what the other one has,
That's right.
but I can't give it to them.
We always want what we don't have. Isn't that the truth? Even as gods.
But how boring would it be if everything flew or everything just stayed down? I don't want to be bored in life.
Well, perhaps that you should take away free will.
And as they looked down, the war raged. The animals of the land took their trunks and horns and whatnot and thrust them at the creatures of the sky. And free will ran rampant, and bloodshed was cast across the entire land.
Leon, pardon me for joining you here. I am not happy with what's happening. I am Pish, goddess of committees. I think we need a meeting.
You always do.
We need to bring all the other deities here to talk about what's going on down there. It's not pretty.
And so a call was sent out for all the goddesses and gods to assemble by the rock in which Marock was ensconced.
And so we believe Marock is inside this rock and that he will participate in this committee as we are all equal members, are we not?
Of course.
Thank you.
But we never seem to agree.
Well, we made that one animal. What is it, a zebra?
It was a penguin.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the zebra, too. Yes.
I know how to fix it.
Of course you do.
The problem is there's nothing down there as beautiful or functional as us.
He makes a really good point.
Well, I would say that's true. Yes.
See, what we got to do is we got to create another animal, one that could do almost everything we can do.
Now, I would advise that we give this animal an expiration date, though.
An expiration date.
Sure. We don't want it living eons and eons and having our entire world populated with demigods.
So some concept where something is alive, but then it's not. Like the animals themselves. They've been hurting each other in the war.
They've been killing each other.
That's it.
Perhaps all things need an expiration date.
So we shall create these new animals, but they shall not live forever like us.
Perhaps they shall walk on two legs and not fly.
Because their time is short, it will be precious to them, and they will spend it filled with empathy, meeting each other's needs, not warring or ruining the gifts that we give them.
They shall serve as a model for the other animals. The other animals will see how noble and generous and tolerant and kind and loving they are, how they look at all creatures regardless of differences and see nothing but equal noble souls
And
worthy of love.
Be stewards of this beautiful earth.
You're all so optimistic. May I make a suggestion? I brought this stone tablet, and I thought we could participate together and do sort of a mock-up, if you will.
I hate icebreaker activities.
I love them.
Come on, gather round. I'll just place it here, and if you would just chisel in a bit of the features that you see.
And so the goddesses and gods set to work.